Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today I'm back at Migeum to do a bit more logging. This time around, however, we are not going to be using the Limusi, but instead my especially upgraded semi-truck here with the brand new Eastwood trailer. However, before we do anything like that, there's something else that I want to quickly talk about, and that's this vehicle over here. I just bought it. It's obviously a Vista, and I got a very basic trim on it. And this is not really for any type of job or really activity here. This is just a bit of a little nostalgia project for me. So the thing is, I tried recreating a car that my dad used to drive IRL. And honestly, I've done a very, very shit job at this. There's nothing really close to it in the game. Yet, at least. I don't think anything like it will be added anytime soon. The real car that he used to drive, and you are going to laugh about this, it used to be an Opel Vectra A. So that's a front-wheel drive four-door car. It was the shortback version, and obviously this thing really doesn't look anything like to that. It's basically just the color because he always used to have black cars and also the little spoiler lip on the back here. But ultimately, I'm going for vibes here, and since this is more like a mid 90s vehicle, it kind of at least fits the bill in that regard. Other than that, I should have maybe gone for the Elisa, but in terms of vibes, I think this is getting closer, even with it being a two-door car, but yeah. In the end, this is nothing fancy. This is just for me to drive around a bit and think about the good times. Weirdly enough, and I don't know if it's anything like that for you, but for me, I kinda. How to describe it? I like to think of my childhood with my dad and my stepmom and everybody in terms of different eras, and they are defined by the cars that my dad used to drive. So early era Opel Vectra A, then built later down the line in the early 2000s, it was an Opel Omega B. So that's a slightly longer rear-wheel drive limousine, but yeah, it's also been a black one, so this could be akin to that as well. But I think for that, I would really go with the Elisa. Anyways, yeah, basically, I just try to make something like that to think of the old times. I even downgraded the engine. This one has an inline 4 engine, but it's turbocharged. Not like the real one that my dad used to have, but I think performance-wise it's kinda getting to what I wanted to have. I think eventually I might upgrade this and turn it into an off-road rally beast. Maybe I'll buy another one and do that with that one. I'm gonna see what I'll be doing with this in the long run. Right now, I'm just kind of happy to have it, drive around a bit, and just vibing basically. One thing I definitely do not want to do is put the taxi license on top. That's not gonna happen. This is either gonna become like a fun little side project car for off-roading, or maybe even a street racer, whatever, or it's just gonna remain what it is, but it's not gonna be useful for any job. Anyways, enough about waffling on about this. I just wanted to have a bit of chat about it. Also, if you look at my income right now, yeah, I may have kinda spent about 1 million after the last episode. It happens. So things that I bought apart from this one, and this is really just a minor investment into something for myself and not really anything to make money with. I bought another Campy. I don't know if I have it anywhere right now, even I just kinda wanted to have it just in case, especially for updates. It's nice to have another option to teleport around with. I got myself another property over here. I was about to say house, but there's really nothing on here. I'll have to get on with that kind of stuff sooner than later, because right now there are a lot of plots around the map that I bought that don't really have any house or anything on there. And yeah, I bought this one particularly for the live fish transportation job, for which I also got myself the truck now. So I have a CUDA live fish transporter, fully upgraded, fully kitted out, and I'll be using it at some point, likely also on video. I also got myself a Limuzi tanker, I mean, this thing. Also upgraded it, but that kinda left me with just about nothing. So I guess it's time to finally stop the preamble and get into the truck here. Oh, this one is even visible at daylight. Oops, almost went off quote-unquote road there. I'm kind of used to the underglow basically disappearing in bright daylight. It's not really sticking around there. At least not on the other trucks that I have it on. Maybe it's because it's a mixed version with this one here. Putting two colors together. I don't know. We'll also have to figure out what I do with truck overall. I like the front glow, but it's right now kind of dictating what else I want to, or what else I'm gonna do with the truck here. Maybe if I don't just go with simple black and purple, but maybe also make a bit of a mix, so putting blue and red into the paint job as well. That might look cool if I can come up with something decent. But I'll have to see about it. Right now I don't have any idea. Also, on a completely unrelated note, I may have just hit my pinky toe, and I think I may have actually broken it this time. So my lucky streak continues. I hope that's not the case, but it's kind of hurting in a weird way, and yeah, I'll have to see about that. God dang it. When things are not working out well, they really don't work out, and I'll have to see. If it starts swelling, I may need to go to the hospital. A bit of a potential problem here, because I'm living alone, and if I cannot provide for myself, then who can? I'd have to see about that, but I hope it's not gonna be that much of an issue. That's the risk that you take when moving out from your parents. Which I did like a decade ago, but still, well. Wouldn't want to be pestering my friends about this, but I guess if bad comes to worse, I mean, I would do that for them as well. But given that nobody really lives very close to me, it's... Well, I hope it's not broken, and I hope that if it's broken, I can figure out something for myself and not have to rely on others if I don't need to. I'll have to see about it. Anyways, yeah, we are going up into a different part of the mountains here now, and just sticking to the wider paths, which are suitable for trucks, but yeah, I also just got the Titan especially for this job, and I made sure to jack it up a little. The lowered ones that I have usually, the Golima and the FL1, and I mean also theoretically the SRT, which I'm not really using for trucking anymore, they would be kind of lost here. They could do it, but it would be kind of a pain. So I'd rather have something specifically for this job. Also means that the only semi-truck that I don't own right now is the CUDA, and yeah, I kind of want to get that as well at some point. Sooner than later. So a lot of things on my wish list, and we'll have to see how this one goes. and when I'm gonna get them. Also just got the recommendation from one of you guys to take a look at the Savannah, so the Kubelwagen lookalike. It's apparently a pretty good off-roader, which is nice. So if I get the money required for that and just get to the point where they sell it, I might do that later in this episode. But yeah, first up we have to get the logs, then we have to get them to one of the sawmills, and then maybe do another logging trip with the oak logs, just to see the difference. Although there really isn't that much of a difference. But yeah, compared to the Jemusi trail up into the other side of the mountain, to the oak logging places, we are pretty much flying up here. Okay, we have one lumber mill in Oji, we have another one over here on Jeju Island on the east end. I think we're gonna go with the one further down the line. We could also just bring stuff over to the log warehouse and then take another job from there. I don't know if it would be a better idea to do that, just unload the stuff down there and then take the next load right away. I may just do that. So if it's worth at least 2.1k, then we should be doing about exactly the same amount of money as we would by uploading it directly to that location. It might make a bit more money there, and then I can also show you guys the log warehouse. So let's gonna turn it around here and then drive back down. And yeah, I didn't really make much of a fuss about it, but this trailer can actually hold 4 units of logs. They look a bit weird with how the top ones are floating. You can basically look through them from one side to the other. But I hope they make some adjustments to the models as well at some point. I've seen some suggestions about it and they would be going a good direction. But right now, honestly, I'm just happy that I don't have to do just 1 unit of logs per trailer and then just very slowly fill up the sawmill and just going back and forth between the logging places and the sawmill so often in order to do anything else. It's been very tedious in the past, and the way they changed it is definitely for the better. Also, we can load up twice as many of the oak logs, and in the end we are gonna need twice as many at the sawmill, so it doesn't really matter which one we go for. These ones are definitely easier, but I think they are also cheaper in the end. But we also get the same type of product out of it and the same amount of that. So this is all good either way we want to do it. Also looking at the tanker trailer and the Jemusi, pretty much all variants. I haven't tried the dump truck version yet, but the other two, it seems like the devs have some preference for top heavy vehicles, so that things are not too easy. I mean, to some degree I get it, but I hope they don't do that for every single vehicle. Sometimes it's cool, like with the logging job with the oak logs and everything, but it can also get just very tedious and annoying if you just topple over at the slightest obstacle. So that's a bit of a potential issue. But right now I think they have a decent balance for it. Although I gotta say, considering how quickly I can get down here, I think maybe the oak logs should be increased in value. This is just so much easier. You can get practically 4 times as many resources down here. It's just gonna be 4 units compared to 2 on the Limusi, so even with this being worth less per item, it's still gonna come out to not entirely the same, but it's kinda getting there. We'll have to see. I think I was at around 20k last time when I did the trips with Limusi. So with this one, it should be... it should really be less going to the warehouse. Also, I'm just gonna put it into autopilot and just refresh all my buses because I need money. And yeah, I switched out one of the buses here for the Lilliput. This one is upgraded. It's actually flying across the desert. It's I think it's the right tool for the job as long as it doesn't get overly loaded. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's quite a bit faster than the school bus. I was also considering of maybe getting a Townie and upgrading it. After all, you can put V12 engine in there and pretty much upgrade it to 500 horsepower, so that's not too shabby. Unlike the braking here. Did I upgrade the brakes on the trailer? I forgot. I should maybe check. Because that thing was just trying to push me into the dirt there. I mean, I'm already on the dirt, but on the less desirable ground surface there. Whatever. We are coming back to the warehouse in a moment. All these serpentines, they pretty much remind me of was it Tahiti Maze from the Gran Turismo series? I mean, eventually they should be continuing the trail a bit further down to the south, I think. I mean, this road right here, maybe connected to this one, would definitely help with, yeah, filling up the lumber mill over here. So that would be nice. And that would also mean that we could turn this entire thing into a lap circuit. Right now, whichever way you go, you will always end up with a dead end. Okay, this is just 12k, so it's about half of what we would make with the Limusi, so yeah, I guess that's okay. Still far more effective if you just want to fill up one of the lumber mills. Okay, let's see. If we want to go to the Oldley lumber mill, yeah, I think that was a very good idea that I did the stop over here. Gonna give me about 7k per log compared to the 5k from the other job, so that's interesting how it works. I could also go for a refueling trip while at it. Kinda a bit low on it. Then again, I think I also have the additional fuel tanks. So this thing should last for quite a while, but we also have a few other things to do today. Gotta say, I love the scenery here. Just having a few random lakes around the place, it's so nice. I mean, to be more realistic, the lakes likely should have some water coming in, some water coming out, and that kind of thing. But in the end, it's pretty nice as it is. Okay, it's not me they are after. I'm always a bit afraid when I hear the siren or see the police symbol on the map. I always think it's gonna be me, but no, there are other speedsters around the place. Just gonna come out in front of that guy, and now let's go over to the sawmill or lumber mill, whatever. Almost 10 kilometers. This is actually a longer trip than I expected. And to be clear, I once tried doing the shortcut, going through here and then coming around here somewhere. I think this pretty much looks like a pre-made path for the road. So this is actually possible, but I just decided to not go for it. At least on this time around. Also, I'm not entirely sure if it's possible to do the trip back with the empty trailer. Sounds weird that you can make a trip with a full one, that it's not possible with the empty one. But yeah, right now it's more of a downhill trip, and going back up would be uphill, and yeah, doing so off-road just on the grass, it's not gonna be too nice in terms of traction. Also, another thing happened earlier today that I was absolutely not expecting. I was doing a fuel trip with my Golima, and for some reason that thing was completely out of coolant. So I don't know how that could happen, if something changed with the whole coolant system. I mean, it's kind of weird. We have an item to just replenish coolant just on the go. But overall, if we run into trouble, if the radiator is damaged and we start evaporating coolant, we can just refill it at any garage, and that's just more convenient than buying the item and then applying it. But I always keep free fuel canisters and free whatever of coolant around on the Golima. After all, it has a bit of storage. So that's just for safety reasons. And it came in handy today. That's something that I wouldn't have on this one because I only got the fuel tanks. Then again, usually the fuel tanks are useful pretty much for not every trip, but a lot more often, usually when the item storage is. But if things get worse, item storage can actually come quite in handy, whereas fuel doesn't really help you with some situations. Oh, that was a bit risky. Also, one thing that I noticed while driving the Vista, the black one that I just showed you guys earlier in the episode, I actually drive it differently. I mean, it's not that fast to begin with, so I just stick to the traffic rules for the most part. Pick up hitchhikers because, well, what else can I do with that vehicle? And that's way different from what I'm doing here usually. Also, I'm always very self-aware about how long the trips take, so yeah, I usually try to be a bit quicker with them, and that's why I'm just cutting across the roads and everything. Then again, I've also been playing this game for an extensive amount of time, even before I started this entire series. And that kind of means that, yeah, the whole tinted glass thing, just the honeymoon phase is basically over, and at some point you just try to get something done quickly. And looking at the time that this episode is taking already, yeah, we will not be making a second trip today. I'm sorry, but that is likely not gonna happen. I might do so next episode and then also get the Kübelwagen and just see how that goes. It's amazing. Every time I record a video on this game, I get reminded on how long some of the things take. It's really not that noticeable if you're just playing along, doing your thing. But with recording software open, I always have timer for how long the session is already. And that makes me consider a few things. Okay, going pretty quick here, but I think I should probably hit the brakes to not turn this into Final Destination. If you don't get that reference, don't look it up. It's a horror movie, basically. I think my toe has calmed down, so maybe it's not broken. Just in case you care about that. Okay, no more updates on that thing. Some people might find that an itchy topic. I'm kinda like that myself. If somebody tells me something graphic, I always get the pictures in my head, and they are usually not of a nicer kind. And again, something minor like that, even if it was broken, I might just be able to walk it off. I had a friend who did that. I don't know what she broke, but it was something to do with her foot or one of her toes, and well, she was about to go on a holiday and she still went, just put on her boots, and it turned out fine in the end. But yeah, we are approaching the lumber mill, and I'm right now here questioning myself if I did show you guys this thing already. Maybe without any cargo, just to show it off in the update video itself. I kinda feel like I should do a follow-up to that one as well, just doing all the content now that the additional updates have come out, and see what the full story is for all of this now. But then again, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around all of it, so yeah, I'm a bit too brain foggy for this kind of thing now. I had to do a few things today, just yeah, going places and just do some paperwork. And basically I ran into multiple situations where my head just couldn't take in any more information, so yeah, I was glad that today nothing too major was discussed, because otherwise I might have to bring up some follow-up questions. But yeah, the good thing is that I can take things slow, at least for the next while. Just to make sure that I'm back on my feet and actually... oh, the Kugelwagen is also available right here, and we can even buy it here. Okay, I didn't know that. And I may actually have to take this one up here. Take up the offer. Okay, 16k for that trip. That's nice. But yeah, I'm gonna end the episode here. I'm gonna try out that vehicle on the way back next episode. And we're gonna go from there. But yeah, right now, for those who care about it, I'm doing a bit mixed right now with everything going on. But, well, it's gonna take a while to process everything, get through everything, but in the end, I think I'll have that time, which is kind of a luxury. But yeah, I should be back on my feet at some point. Unless I break my toes. Anyways, with that being said, thanks for watching. I think I'm just gonna stay in this chair where I cannot hurt myself, and see you guys next time. Bye bye. Have a good one.